Hey everyone, welcome to Movie Marathons HQ, where we do movie marathons connected to new releases and where we enjoy and review some of our favorite movies. This video is part of the Knives Out movie marathon, where we have been watching one movie every week from the Knives Out franchise in preparation for Wake Up Dead Man, which released this week. This is the movie that the marathon has been leading up to, so that's pretty exciting. Today we are discussing Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. Released in 2025 and directed by Rian Johnson, this is the third and newest adventure of Detective Benoit Blanc. In this one, it is tackling themes of religion and faith when a murder occurs, and Benoit Blanc is brought in to figure out whodunit. And this one is a unique one because it plays on the tropes of the impossible murder. And Benoit Blanc has to figure it out. This is a spoiler-free review, so I'm not going to reveal all the details of the whodunit, and I'm not going to reveal super intricate plot points or anything. This will just be a general review and overview, and I will still discuss some of the positives and negatives, but I'll be careful not to spoil anything. Overall, I really liked Wake Up Dead Man. It does stick to the same formula, as it's a murder mystery, so a murder happens and Benoit Blanc has to figure out how it all worked and who did it and how and all those things. So it is similar to the other two. It does add some unique elements in this one that makes it stand alone compared to Knives Out and Glass Onion, but I really liked it, and there's definitely some things to enjoy here. For positives, I would mention again Benoit Blanc and the ensemble cast. I'd also mention the cinematography here, and I don't have any negatives. For positives, Benoit Blanc as the main character is also a lot of fun. Daniel Craig comes back in this third installment, and he seems to continue having a blast portraying this character. His hair is longer, and that's a stylistic choice I don't like. I think he looks better with short hair, but that's just hair, who cares? But Benoit Blanc, he does explore some different areas and aspects to his character in this movie, which are unique compared to the other two. And he does still bring his witty and southern charm to everything he does. He still seems like a fish out of water, almost like interacting with other people is hard for him. But Daniel Craig does a great job again, and Benoit Blanc is still a lot of fun. I'll continue seeing movies with Benoit Blanc as the detective. The next positive is the ensemble cast. This has been a positive for me in the previous two Knives Out movies, so that's kind of how these whodunits work, is you've got a pretty stacked cast of all the supporting characters. And in this one, it's no exception. Josh O'Connor plays a priest and is pretty much the main character of the movie. He's phenomenal in this. I have seen him in the Netflix show The Crown, where he plays a young Prince Charles. And he's exceptional in that, but also here in this priest role, he's by far the standout. Really strong performance across the board, but also the rest of the ensemble cast is great. We have Glenn Close, we have Josh Brolin, Mila Kunis, Jeremy Renner, Kerry Washington, Andrew Scott, and Thomas Hayden Church all put in performances that are notable. Some of the other casts like Kaylee Spaney and Daryl McCormack are not as, didn't hit as hard for me. And in a sort of negative, this cast doesn't really have as much to do as the cast in Knives Out and Glass Onion did, but they're still quite strong. It's still so much fun to see all these well-known actors portray interesting characters on screen. So the ensemble cast continues to be a positive, but Josh O'Connor really is exceptional in this. And finally, the cinematography is a positive. This movie was filmed by Steve Yedlin, and the setting of this movie is unique. They're mostly in a Catholic church in the New York area of the United States, so they have really nice shots of the greenery and the nature, but a lot of the cinematography is really powerful. They do some black and white stuff, they do some interesting things with color, they do some really cool things with sunshine and kind of light distillation through windows at the timing of certain dialogue moments that shows the illumination that the light through the window brings. It's really beautiful stuff, and enough that it stands out. I'm not great at noticing things like cinematography, but as soon as this movie ended, my friend and I looked at each other and said, that cinematography was really well done. So props to Steve Yedlin for doing that, and I would consider that a positive. Now for negatives, I really don't have anything to mention. I didn't have any negatives for Knives Out, and I had only one negative in Glass Onion. So here in Wake Up Dead Man, I don't have negatives. I won't get into spoiler territory about how the plot and the mystery worked. You'll have to watch the movie and see for yourself. But really an enjoyable film, and I don't have any major negatives that I'd like to note, other than sort of some of the ensemble cast is not really well used. But they all kind of have their point to being there, so it all does make sense, I suppose. Now, at this point in the review, I usually share how will this movie connect to Wake Up Dead Man, but this is Wake Up Dead Man, so I'm just going to look back and see of the things that I predicted. I predicted that Benoit Blanc would be the detective and the main character. That ends up being true. Not much of a prediction, I know. I did predict that actor Noah Segan would portray a new character. He portrayed a character in Knives Out and a new character in Glass Onion. He does portray a new character in Wake Up Dead Man. I won't say who, but you'll see him. And so that was a good prediction. My last one was that Jeremy Renner, who is a character in Wake Up Dead Man, the actor was referenced in Glass Onion as the maker of a small batch hot sauce, and it has his picture of his face on the bottle. So my prediction was that they would reference maybe some kind of a joke or a wink to the camera. That didn't happen. So I was wrong about that one. So that's my review of Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. What did you think of the movie? I would recommend seeing this in theaters. I know it's going to come out on Netflix in a month, and to be honest, it was hard to find a theater that was playing this in my city. The theater that I usually attend did not play it, so I had to drive a little bit farther to go to a different one. So in smaller markets, you may not be able to access this movie in theaters at all. So see it in theaters if you can, but if not, it will be on Netflix next month. I do think it's better in theaters, but I'm certainly going to watch it again on Netflix when it comes out. There is no next movie in this marathon, so this marathon is over. What did you think of the Knives Out movie marathon? Had you checked out these movies before, or are you checking them out now? What do you think of the series overall? And would you be interested in seeing another movie with Benoit Blanc solving another crime? I know I would, but let me know in the comments what you think about future installments of this franchise. Follow Movie Marathons HQ on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and make sure to check us out on Letterboxd, where you can see all of the movie marathons we currently have going. Now that the Knives Out movie marathon is concluded, we still have the Avengers Doomsday movie marathon and the Avatar Fire and Ash movie marathon, so you can check those out. See you at the movies!